It's the Skate Like You Podcast. Hosted by Mark Vachon. Talking life in and out of the rink with real skaters every week.
What's going on, everybody? Hey, it's Mark, Skate Like You Podcast, skatelikeyou.com. I am here with Amari and Brandon. Brandon, also known as DJ B Nasty. How's it going, guys?
Good. How's everything with you?
Good, man. Good. Thanks for being on. For those of you guys that don't know, not only do we have these two gentlemen here in Orlando, you guys are at Astro Orlando right now, right?
Yep.
But two of the members of Fusion Skate Group who just won the Shuffle Down or Showdown in O-Town. I always get it confused.
Shuffle Down in O-Town.
Yeah, man. So I've been stoked to have you guys on, man. Like, first off, you guys mentioned just before, and hopefully maybe one of you guys can give me a little bit more insight into this, that there are 11 members to Fusion, but there's 4 or 5 members
that competed, yeah.
Okay. Is that ever a changing thing, or is that competing team going to always be?
Maybe it might change after this year, but definitely the first 4 that we started with, we really wanted to win as a team first before we started switching it.
Yeah. So like it kind of started off like we didn't make Fusion to compete for Shuffle Down or No Town. We kind of made the group 2022, right? That's correct. I think 2022, and I guess we'll get into like how that all started. But then once this competition started, we started off with these. It was actually 2 of us and 2 other people that aren't even in the group. And second year and third year was us 4. And so we were like, we got to hit first place first before we change it up. So and then the other skaters, they could shuffle, they jam skate. We have some other people on the team that are primarily, jam skaters or more the shuffler than jam, but. We could switch it up and things like that, but we wanted that because I don't know if 2022, 23, 24, we got second place to Shuffle Down three years in a row.
Yeah.
Second place. And every time it was, it's a team bond. And, but it was like, because this is our home rink. Astro Orlando is our home rink. So we're like, no, like we need at least one. And so, now, we did it. And, years to come, I don't know. I kind of want to stick with the same team, see what the streak is going to be, but we'll see how it goes,
So the competing members are you guys like the original members basically? Is that how that works?
Like me and Amari?
Yeah. So like the competing team itself, like those.
Me and Brandon are the original ones that when we started it, but then Abel and Johannes, they got added the second year during Shuffle Down O-Town. It was during like the summertime, and we had like an all-day session, and we were like, me and Brandon sat down, we were like, we really need some people who can really like get out there.
And they were a duo, like they were always together, and we were always skating together. So it was like, 2 and 2, let's Fusion, let's fuse it together, and it worked, and
yeah, cool. All right. So okay, well, when did first? Well, let me start with Amari. Let me ask you first, man. When did you first start skating? Like, what was? Do you remember the first time you ever skated?
Yeah, before I worked at Astro, actually, I worked at Skate Road in Tallahassee. So, like, I didn't really know how to skate like that. I actually started on inlines. I
didn't even know that. I didn't know that.
I started on inlines originally, but then when I came down here and I was like, I low-key want to work at the skating rink again, I did enjoy it. So, like, I ended up applying at Astro, and, like, it was just so different from, like, the crowd I was used to. Like after that, like I really did get into skating more and more. So like I truly did like start to really skate and get better. Like what was it? 2021 is like when I really started to get into it.
So, but you noticed a significant like difference in the vibe from where you were prior to coming to Astro. Oh, yeah. What was the main difference? Like what stood out to you?
I mean, just people. Like Tallahassee is a really, really small place. Like the people who you went to high school with, you're going to see like almost anywhere you go on the street. But here it's just like there's so many people coming from everywhere doing different skate styles when it comes to rhythm, shuffle, anything like that. Like jam skating was like a completely new thing to me. Like I've never seen that in my life. Like when I originally came down here. So like it was literally like a breath of fresh air when I came down.
Cool. Sounds like it kind of like, yeah, like just reinvigorated, like kind of like a skate bug in you where you took it to like a next level. basically?
Yeah, and I just started skate every single chance I got. I applied, I got hired. On my 30-minute breaks, should I relax and get ready for the next session? Yeah, I could, but why not skate and get better? So like I was on top of it like a lot.
Cool. What about you, Brandon? When was the first time you ever skated? How old were you?
I don't know. I want to say, I don't know, because I actually, funny enough, I live right across the street from this rink. So like literally like 2 or 3 minutes. So my family, and we've lived there almost all my life. My family would come over here from time to time. You skate, I'd put on brownies. Like I remember wearing brownies, holding onto the wall and being so scared to let go of the wall. I don't know what age that was. I know it came here a couple times, but once like when I really started just skating, like coming more often as like, you know, the people that go every weekend sort of thing. My sister Alexis, she got a job here. I think it was 2020, right before COVID. Was that around 2020?
Yeah, you were working during COVID.
Yeah, but like kind of like that whole like stretch.
Yeah, it was a stretch.
But so she started working here, and I was like, oh, wow, you know, she got hired close to the house. You know, let me see what it's like. So I would go, and she would get me the speed skate rentals. She'd give them to me for free. I wouldn't have to pay for them. So I get to go inside, get to skate. And that's kind of how like I started off speed skate rentals. Like, and I remember one of my prime memories of skating, like starting to skate, I had the speed skate rentals, and my mom, I was like, because Astro on Saturdays, this place is open from 8 a.m. all the way till 2 a.m. And one session is from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. is one session. You can pay one price, stay the whole time.
Yep.
So I convinced my mom. I was like, hey, can I go from 12 to like whenever you want to pick me up? And she's like, sure. You know, my sister worked, I think, like 12 to 6 or 7 that same day.
6 or 7.
But so I stayed that one day. I was wearing speed skate rentals, and within that day, I was like, you know, this is really cool. And I ended up meeting like there's probably 4 or 5 people, and I was just making friends like this. You know, like they could see I wanted to learn how to skate, and I was staying, and that's really how it started off on just regular skates. And then, I mean, from there, like I remember when I got my first pair of skates, it was vanillas. It was vanilla silvers, and it was off a skater that would see me here all the time and wanted to upgrade. And like I remember all of that, and it's crazy for me that like the rink life didn't really involve me so much when I was younger. Mm-hmm. It was more of like, I guess, that teenage year is when my sister got the job. You know, I started skating, and then I ended up working here very, very end of 2020, December. And so then me and Amari ended up crossing paths. I believe it was summer of 2021.
Yeah, it was the summertime.
And that's when I first, you know, got my own pair of skates. And this guy, he came in. I remember him coming in. He was wearing his Skate World shirt. And I was like, what is this guy doing at this rink? Like, that's the wrong rink shirt he's wearing. And I see him applying, and, you know, and then I remember seeing him, I watched him apply. I tell him this story all the time. I thought it was so funny. And I was talking to him. I'm like, oh, because what skates did you have?
I had like
Sure Grip.
It was like Sure Grips or something like that.
It was some cheap skate, like some really cheap skate.
They were solid. They did the job.
And I remember telling him, I was like, oh, like I can help you get this pair of skates, blah blah blah. Like from the jump, I don't know why.
Yeah, we like started talking a lot about.
Yeah, I started talking like easily, and it was during a session here when he was applying, and don't wake up that.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Okay.
There we go.
So during the session that they started applying, they were calling for races, and I'm like, yo, this guy, like he worked at a rink, he's got to be fast, you know. So all the adults are lining up. They call the races. He go. He's the slowest one there.
Okay, to be fair, when I was about to go, this guy comes out in 2 different colors. He comes out in a code red, vanillas, and he comes out in a code blue. And I'm like, wow, he looks really good. He comes up to me and says, I was like, hey man, how long you been skating? I've been skating for about 3 years. I'm not gonna challenge. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna wrap
after that moment, I was like, man, I don't know if this guy really skates like that. I don't know if I want to be friends with him.
I did it.
I mean, that's kind of, I would say, where it all started, from like the point of me, you know, getting my skates. And I think there's so much more from me getting skates to actually learning what jam skating is, to learning what shuffle skating is, to like, there's so much, you know. I could go on and on with all that story of like first time of seeing jam skaters, first time seeing shuffle skaters. But that's kind of the main point of where it's all started.
Well, you guys have, man, like I just talking to Michelle Garman about this when in Nash Bash. I talked about it with a few people recently in the past few months, where Florida, man, like down in like the Orlando area, among the young people, down there. Like teenagers, like dude, it is off the chain as far as how many people are into it. It's like it just seems like it's the cool thing to do down there. I mean, we have young skaters around this area, don't get me wrong, but it seems like there are just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of kids that can go. You know what I mean? And they're doing their thing. They're not trying to like jump on like, you know,
what everyone else is doing.
Right, man. You got your own. It's like an entire culture. Yeah. Am I crazy or is because that's what it looks like?
No, you're right.
No, you're right. And I will say though, it was not always like that.
No.
Like when I first started skating here, like, you know, I would say right after the whole COVID time, these rinks, I remember because that's when I started working. This rink, no matter what session they open for, it could be, you know, Friday 8 to 11 or a Sunday 1 to 4. For some reason, this is one of the only things in this area that was open during COVID / right after. It was open and there was every single session, 500 to 600 people here easily. Like it was maybe more. Like this is probably me lowballing it, but there would be like we'd run out of skates in the skate room. That's how bad it was. And this is I don't know if you've ever been to. Have you ever been to Astro Orlando?
No, not yet.
No, I would compare size wise to about Skate Reflections, right? Floor and skates and everything.
Definitely.
Okay.
But we'd run out of skate rentals. The floor would be packed. Like we need like staff on working was minimum guards. Like, you know, 12 to 14 people, 2 to 3 floor guards. Like it was slammed. And that's not really skaters with their own skates. That was just like, I would say like rentals
in general.
And my biggest thing, I remember when I first started, I was telling you, like, I got the speed skates. Even when I got my first skates, coming to an adult night at Astro, the biggest, I mean, I would say also that the best adult night, it's a shuffle night, is our Wednesdays here. That's 8:30 to 11. I remember coming here and the adult night, you know, I could be wrong. I remember seeing maybe like 80 to 100 people. But still at that time, you know, that's still, I guess, pretty busy from what a new skater could see.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, you know, when I first saw the people in the middle that I was too scared to approach to be like, how do you do that? You know, like they look like full grown adults that like, you know, skate gods, you know what I'm saying? Like,
we're adults.
I mean, yeah. But I mean,
they look like my teachers, bro. They look like my principal.
Yeah. Like you compare that to now, like regularly on a Wednesday night here. So we rotate. It's either when it's not me, it's DJ Jams, Jamie. So it's me and him go back and forth. Regularly here, we have 220 people to 260 people on regular. Like, you know, and that's just on adult night. That's just adults only, you know, 16 and up, shuffle night on a Wednesday, 8:30 to 11, you know, 250 people average. And comparing that to like, you know, when it started, it's a big change. And I've told Amari about this. Like, I feel within the last couple of years, it's really when skating got really popular here. And we're also very lucky that Florida, at least Central Florida where we're at, there's a lot of rinks close by. And it's not like, you know, you'll have a rink that's, you know, maybe owned by a family that, you know, hasn't been renovated in a little bit. No, like we have Astro Orlando, like just for me, from Astro Orlando to Skate Reflections is about 45 minutes. From Astro Orlando to Cimarron Skateway is about 25 minutes. And, you know, and that's 3 solid rinks that people, you know, come here for. And, you know, further away, there's Skate-Tone about, I would say, an hour away, you know, all the other Astros. But that's you know, like the main 3 rinks. And, like, even now you'll see for the past year and a half, 2 years, could be wrong. It could be a little bit longer. For adult night-wise, the schedule kind of is, like, Tuesday, Skate Reflections. They have an adult night that's shuffle 8 to 11. Wednesdays, Orlando. Wednesdays, 8:30 to 11. And then Cimarron Skateway did their Sundays, but they still do it, 8 to 11 as well. You'll see the same, you know, 60 to 80 skaters, teenagers. You know, it's not so much, you know, 30-year-olds and up now. It's, you know, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, and they're there every single adult night. You know, every single adult night they're there. And, you know, that's what keeps the rinks alive at the end of the day. You know, these young kids or young adults that have that love for the skating. And I will say we got very lucky as well because, like Skaters R Us, you've had them on the show before. Or like ISO. You've probably seen ISO's videos. ISO the shooter. He would do like those montages of everyone skating. That kind of like, it made everyone who was skating, made everyone be like, wow, what I'm doing is cool. And, you know, they would get their friends and they'd be like, you know, I want to be on the video. And, you know, text ISO or text Skaters R Us, hey, can we get on the video? Can we get on this? And, you know, they would go to every single session just to see themselves for 2 seconds on a video, but you know that means everything.
I mean, those videos are clean.
Yeah, they're
I'd like
nice,
to see myself too.
But you know what I'm saying though, like, you know, like to have that moment, they were like, you know, I want that everyone to see how good of a skater I am and what I've worked to become. And I guess we're just lucky that that culture kind of like helped form itself in a way. Like
I would say, yeah, like with the sessions we're doing here, kind of trying to build the community with the Saturdays, the Wednesdays, like constantly just kind of promoting it. And like it's grown to such a point where we're getting like such a bigger, younger crowd now. Because before, like when me and Brandon tried to learn how to skate or do any,
I remember trying to learn how to shuffle.
they all retired. They packed it up. They're like, yeah, my knees hurt. I'm done skating. I was like, can you teach me this? They're just explaining it. They're not doing the motion. I'm like, man, this is not helping. So like, we really had to like, it was like a solid year and a half. We really had to just like watch videos and kind of just
that's how I
figure
learned,
it out.
That's how we learned most of the things, was just, you know, watching those YouTube videos and going back and like, I remember I was just talking to somebody about this. We were just talking about like, you know, first time skating. I was watching one of your podcasts and I was with Abel, and I was like, you know, when was your first time? And he was like, oh, you know, he told me whatever. He was like, you know, I remember being at the sessions. He would come Saturdays and stay all day. You know, that's how you learn how to skate better and better. And I'm like, yeah, I remember watching videos, and I don't know if you know who this is, but I remember her videos. I don't ever even ask you. Dirty Deborah Harry.
Yeah, she's been on.
Yeah, white skates.
She's a white lady. She has always
Does she have white skates?
She probably has multiple pairs of skates.
I don't know.
But I remember,
I probably have to see a face.
One of my memories is, you know, watching her video again and again. That was just how to, what's it called? Just how to do bubbles with your legs, like
with the blue rink, the blue flooring.
No, I think you're thinking about somebody else.
Oh, okay.
But like, for instance, like that's just like a prime moment of like, I remember watching her videos on YouTube to learn how to skate. But these days, you know, anybody can come, and there's so many people here. You could just
teach.
You could talk to your neighbor, you know, and
it's crazy.
They'll teach you. Like,
Dirty Deborah. Well, first off, she's cool as hell. Shout out Dirty Deb. She's like probably. I mean, when it comes to skate lessons and tutorials online, I mean, well, one, she's huge on YouTube. Like, probably the biggest. But like, people just, they love it because however she breaks it down, man, seems to work best. I do want to say though too, because when I was talking about kind of like just that culture down there of young people, I shout out to ISO because let me tell you, for the people that are outside of Florida, those videos are like what I'm talking about when I say, yo, you guys have like a massive young culture where the shit is dope. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just like, oh, hey, let's go to the rink for a birthday party. Like, it's the coolest shit happening down there. It looks like, you know what I mean? Like, you guys rep it really, really well. You know what I'm saying? Like, like it gets people hyped, to be honest with you. So it's cool that that's happening. So like, after you guys kind of get immersed in this culture and everything, like, and we might kind of be jumping, but who originates fusion? Where does the idea come from? Like, how does that whole thing start?
So I remember it started, I went to Cimarron one night, and a guy tried to...
A little backtrack. And we've always talked about, because we always skated together. And we, you know, like, you know, for the skate groups, there was that we knew of one, and like we heard they've been around for years or whatever. And we're like, you know, it'd be cool if we did that, whatever. It was just like an idea, you know, you just throw it out there when you're eating or something like that. So one night he goes to Cimarron.
I don't know why you're pressed.
No, I wasn't pressed. I was just saying.
Yeah, so
no, because I remember I used to be here skating, because it was a thing, you know, on Sundays here from Astro, they're open 1 to 8 p.m. for all ages, and then 8 to 11 was adults, but it was a rhythm skating night. And I would be here skating, you know, the hip hop night, which is 5 to 8. And then Cimarron starts 8 to 11, so he's a 20-minute drive. And at that age, you know, I would either be working or skating, and he would just go by himself to adult night. I'm like, dude, I want to go skate with the adults too.
He couldn't go, that's the problem.
Okay, back to the story.
So yeah, I get to Cimarron, and at this time, like, I was skating with Jeremiah, who's now on our team. Me and him were kind of just skating, going back at it, and then one of the people who, like, had the skate group around for a while, he came up to me. He was like, you know, like, you're getting really good. Like I would like honestly like love to have you on my team. Like you're kind of just like kind of mingling with our team, talk to us, kind of grow from there. Like it'd be a good idea. And I was like, thank you, I really appreciate it. And I was like, I'll think about it.
And mind you, at this time, we haven't even been skating like that for a year.
We,
So that's imagine putting on skates and then within what, maybe 6 to 9 months, someone's like, "Hey, let's join this team." Like to a skater, that's like, "Wow, I'm that good
Yeah, I was
already."
like-
Yeah.
I was grinding. I was putting in that work on the floor. But then yeah, he definitely reached out, and I was thinking about it, and I remember getting in the car that night. I called Brandon, and I was like, "Bro, you won't believe I just got an offer to like join a skate team and everything." He's like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah," but I was like, "Imagine if we made our own group." And I was like, "That'll be so much better if it's run by us and everything." And I was like, "I already have somebody who I think would be perfect to join us already."
And then from there, it kind of just happened. Like one day we were bored and we were like,
Yeah, it was the following day, the Monday.
yeah, and so literally, so I told you I live right next to the rink. I said, Amari, pull up to my house. We're in the garage, and we're like, how would this work? Like
Trying to come up with names,
design, and everything. And we ended up coming with the name Fusion. We had a couple different names. Like I'm glad we went with Fusion. Some of our names were like,
okay,
I don't
our
even
names
know
weren't bad. We had like Zero, but like I think Zero was already done before or something like that.
yeah.
But like there was a couple names we had that weren't terrible, but Fusion just had like a
and
kinda
for
click
us,
to it.
Fusion was kind of like a message of like, no matter who you are as a person,
Where you're
from, what skates you wear, how long you've been skating, like we can all come together, and this is for the love of skating. And regardless if it's being competitive, doing jam skating, shuffle skating, even rhythm skating, or anything, like we're as a team, and we're gonna support each other and kind of grow. So it started that day in the garage. 2022. I wish I don't remember which month. I want to say February. I could be wrong.
So
But it kind of started.
no, I was gonna say, but it wasn't started with the idea of competition in mind, though.
No,
Was it?
no, not originally, no.
It was ultimately just couple friends, and everybody's in our team are people we know personally. It's not like we just see, hey, this random guy's good, I want him on Fusion. No, like I don't, and I've never believed in that. I want everything to be genuine. I want it to be, I'm get cool with Amari, and he knows how to skate good, and we can bounce back and forth with learning. It kind of just goes hand in hand. But it started that day in the garage. We came up with the names. We started off with, I think, was it 4 or 5 of us that we knew wanted to be in Fusion.
Yeah.
And then the shirts, we started off with, our logo was changed a couple times.
I think it was only like 2, for being honest.
Well, at first it was just Fusion, and then it was Fusion with an atom underneath, and then everything that all Fusion shirts, jerseys, everything you see is all made by me. I'm very much a person that, like, if it could be done by yourself, like, why pay someone else to do it? That's how, even when I learned how to DJ, like, I taught myself how to do all that. Like, that was me and him bouncing back and forth. But so we started off with the shirts, and I remember doing the shirts in my garage. I think at the time it was me, Amari. There's like 3 or 4 of us that were at my house, and it was like some random kid session here. But we were like, no, I want to go skate and show off the shirt. Like,
Oh yeah,
I gotta show it off.
the white hoodies and like
Yeah.
the red tags.
And we just pull up to
Everyone
the ring,
was loving it.
yeah, and everyone's like, "Oh, what's that?" And I mean, the rest is history. That's just how it started.
So how many crews at the time, like when Fusion gets going, like how many skate crews, like let's just say on the regular or at Astro where you're at?
I would say no, like, well, now or like back then.
Back then, like when Fusion clap. Yeah, no, like when Fusion first started, like how many different crews?
Say 1.
It was just
It was 1, but it was only like you'd see a shirt from that skate crew every
Like,
now and then. It was.
If I'm being honest, I swear, like the minute we made a crew, they started becoming active again.
Yeah,
I cannot.
It was kind of like one of those groups that, like,
I cannot. Lie to you.
it's kind of like a name, and over time it just kind of gets like loses like that traction.
Yeah,
And that's what I told.
team.
Yeah, I told Amar, I'm like, I never want to be that group. If it comes a time when we're outdated, when we're outdated, we can have somebody else, be the new leaders of the group. Like, I don't want Fusion to be a thing for when me and Amari skate for 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I want it to keep living, and that's why in our group right now, the youngest we have, or at the time, the youngest was my brother Landon. And how old was he at the time? 15.
Nah, he
14.
was like 14 or something.
Yeah, and at the time, what, I was 18, I think, 19. No, 18. I was.
I think so.
I'm only. But yeah, so like, and I didn't believe in just having, 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds. I want anybody who could benefit from this to be part of it. Anybody who we see is like loves skating, and at the end of the day,
It's a humble person overall.
yeah, exactly. Like, would you rather go to the beach or go skating at a session or at a rink you've never been to? They'd pick going skating. Like that. It shows like so much, but.
Yeah, everyone we do pick, we kind of just make sure like we get along with, because at the end of the day, we don't want any problems like on the team, because honestly, that's how a lot of groups fail. Just like internal beef between each other.
And at that time, making the group was everything to us. Like it was like
it's our number one priority.
Yeah, we were like, we're the first people since we've skated to make a group, and then like you would see like people, because we have so many young kids here, they would make accounts like, and it would be like skate this or skate that, and they weren't really anything. They were just like like friends, who just want to skate together. So. He's making fun of skate profits because two of our team members were on that team before, and they weren't really a team, and now they're on our team. Like,
yeah,
but that's primarily where it all came from. I mean, I think that was just our motive. Was just.
I don't know. We just wanted to make a team and kind of like just grow as like individuals, like the team together. That was really just the goal. And the goal was like a big personal goal of mine for us was like for our team to get sponsored eventually.
Yeah.
That was a super big goal for us.
So I want to, what comes first? You guys getting involved in the shuffle competition or the sponsorship? Okay. All right, cool. That obviously makes sense. So, but okay, you guys form Fusion. Not the idea is not about being competitive, jam skate competitions or shuffle competitions or anything like that. It's just about a crew of like-minded people that love to skate. You know what I mean? Get along and just do your thing, right? But at some point, the shuffle down thing catches somebody's attention. Who's the first person to say, "Yo, we should do this"?
Was it me?
Oh, to do the competition?
Yeah.
No, okay, so before Shuffle Down Otan, there was like Shuffle Ween or something.
Oh, no. It was
it was
I think it was a Valentine's Day thing.
It was a Valentine's Day skate.
Like Astro one is one they'll put out little promotions like that. So they did it was a Valentine's Day duo shuffle competition.
Yeah, it was
right?
a duo. And I was like, oh yeah, we got that in a bag.
And at the time, that's when we were still learning shuffle skating, and I learned like maybe we learned like two routines from Bub, who he works here and he's been here forever. He's like 29 and he's been here since he was like 10, and he taught us two routines, and we're like, we're gonna win.
We knew about five. We knew about like five in total.
And so that competition was just like a small thing Astro put together, and
I thought it was a pretty decent size.
There was like three or four smaller teams.
And then we also had like, what was it? We had Skate Addict out there.
Yeah,
Skate Addict was out there recording us, and
so it was funny because we didn't know what to expect. We've never seen something like this before. What we have seen, like, when you go on YouTube, you look up shuffle skating videos, and I'll get into this later again because it kind of goes into with their whole performance. But you see those blurry videos that are like, it looks like it was recorded on, like, I don't even know what it was recorded on.
VHS or something.
Yeah, but it's like, and these people are going crazy, like
in
our heads back then, that's what we're doing. We're like, this is something cool and new, and
we're gonna like time ourselves.
So we start doing it, and we do the competition. We had literally two routines, and both of them like started up with us putting our hands like this, and it
was so good.
I think it was like a minute in. We get to by the front of the floor.
I don't know if it was a minute in. I would say it's a bit long.
30 seconds in. We go to we turn, and we go to turn again, right? So we turn. All of a sudden, from the corner of my eye, I turn back, and I see this. I don't see him anymore. And I'm like, where'd he go? Swam, and it's like
he fell all the way backwards.
Yeah, and it was and that front, because we have walls all around our floor,
and like
everybody's
lined up sitting on the wall,
and of course the one spot he falls is right in front of everyone rolling towards them. And so I'm like, I don't want anyone to ever feel bad no matter what. So I'm like, Amari, let's keep going. We still have 3 minutes, however long it was. We go another lap, Same exact place on the floor. He falls worse. He like hits his skate and tumbles. He starts tumbling into the crowd this time. And after that, I'm like, okay, whatever, like, but we did it for fun, and we ended up getting second place in that, which it wasn't even really like a competition, I'd say.
Yeah, it was like the teams that were competing were still new, just like us, honestly.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny because that year, say first, second, and third. First was the team that we were talking about before. Second was us, and third was these two other people. Well, no, they weren't Orlando Elites at all. That wasn't. No, that's not them. Mm-hmm. And then for the first year Shuffle Down, those two other teams were a team for Shuffle Down the first year versus us.
Okay.
So, and that's kind of where it started because we wanted to redeem ourselves. Like
definitely needed it. You can only gather courage when
I'll send you the video after.
No. You hear ooh twice, you're like, man, I do not want to see
Yo, I tell you what, there'll be a great clip to promote the episode with, man. Yeah, I mean, to be honest.
I'll send it to you.
Yo, Amari, it's all no. But Amari, like, was it like a nerves thing? You know what I mean? Like, or just
no. If I'm being honest, I don't know what happened. I'm not a type of person to get nervous like that. I'm always ready to go, and like no matter what. Like you could have told me the competition's in 5 minutes, I would have been like, Brandon, let's do it right now. Like I know we're gonna win. Like that's always like my confidence when it comes to things like these. Mm-hmm. But it's like I don't know what it was. Like I felt that first time, I understood how I felt. I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. The second time, I looked at the videos, like I fell over air. I didn't understand that one. He's looking for the video as I'm talking right now.
I gotta show you, man. I gotta show you.
But no, like I don't know what it was that time though. But it never happened again, actually.
There you go. Yo,
don't jinx it. Knock on something.
So when is the first Shuffle Down in O-Town competition for you?
The first, it was always in November.
Well, it was the first year they ever did it, which was
2022.
November of 2022.
Yeah.
So you got to think, we made Fusion 2022.
Yeah.
So like that was
early in the year.
Earlier
in the year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because even though Fusion isn't formed to be a competitive team, it doesn't take long before you guys start competing. Obviously.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, because like we kind of grew and like kind of found routines we all liked, and like the more we thought about it, we were like, we can really like kind of back and win. And he has found the video.
I don't know how well you.
Don't show me on here. Just send it to me,
Okay.
Yeah. So here's, and we will get. I know that somewhere in this timeline, the sponsorship comes up. I want to move through though the history, like your history in Shuffle Down, over the years to the eventual win that just happened, and we'll backtrack. We'll talk about the sponsorship and stuff. So, because I gotta think, man, right? Because it's funny when I had the dudes from Skaters R Us on, and they were like, it was so funny, man. Like it was like they didn't want to like, I don't know, show. They were worried about showing some type of favoritism. Or stuff. Yeah, and I was like, that man, like who are you repping, dude? Like say it. Doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like what? That's fine, right? And I think a lot of people thought like I was just like Skate Like You, just because I knew I had met Corey. That like Skate Like You was repping the Bont Shuffle crew completely, and I mean I've got to know those guys and whatever but the same way I'll get to know you guys. You know what I mean? And then so, but I have to ask, because at some point it seems like you guys like become the home team for Astro, very much so, right?
Yeah.
And look, man, just say it how you feel it, because like there's gotta be a point, like, and this is some of the thing I was talking with those guys about, which is like, it's all love and it's fun and you know what I mean, but it's still competition, right? Like,
yeah.
And like, people don't just compete just to, like there is a competitive streak that we have, right, in this kind of stuff. So I'm saying there must have been something where like, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, these cats come into your house. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear that shit. I want to hear that real shit. You know what I mean?
I remember. Okay, so like we remember the first year. It was Corey and Q who won that year. Second year it was all four. So Corey, Q, Ben, and Aiden. And third year all four again. And after the first one, we're like,
I guess we can work on something.
Yeah, it was our first year. Everything, it didn't matter.
That's fine.
Second year, we thought we put it all in. We look back at the videos and we're kind of like,
it was okay. And like our emotions weren't.
If I were coaching that team now, I would have been like,
yeah, we look bad. Yeah, we gotta like put more effort.
Third year though, that's when
I think that was our most like uniform year yet.
Yeah, I don't know. You've probably seen the videos back. We were wearing light blue jackets. I don't have.
Light blue jackets.
But that was a year where we're like, like they got 2 wins in a row. We got to take it from them.
We got to take it.
We got to do it. And we end up competing, and we like at the end we thought we put our heart out on the floor. We did everything. We're like, these guys are good. And throughout this whole time, of course, we've talked to Ben, Aiden, Corey, Q. Like it was never like, oh, you come into my house. No,
it was never like standoffish.
Right.
Good.
But it's still in the back where it was like, we want to win. You
gotta win.
And so then we remember like we did great. That year, that video is still one of my favorite videos ever. Like I'm like,
I really did enjoy that year.
And what's crazier is that year we only had 2 weeks of practice before the competition, just because life was happening for everyone. Everyone was moving. For the first 2 years, we all lived within 10 minutes of each other.
So like skating wasn't like a bother.
Yeah, but then the third year, which was 24. Yeah, 24.
Yeah.
We lived an hour away, hour this. Like we had moved around. And then I remember being in the middle of the floor and we're huddled together. There's a picture on Instagram.
Yeah, we're like this. We're like, oh man, this is it.
Bond ended up going. They went last, right? They went last.
Yeah.
It was Orlando Elite, us, then Bond, and they were like, oh, they did good, but like, I was like, we're right there. Like in my head, we're right here. And I remember being in the middle because we all lined up in the middle, and Johanna, he's on the mic. I don't know if you've ever met Johanna.
I know who he is.
Yeah. So he starts, announcing. He's like, they did third place first, and then they're gonna jump to first place because obviously it was only 3 teams. Whoever just not first.
Yeah.
Second. And he goes on the mic, and I don't show it. I'm the one in the group that doesn't really show nerves because I know if I do, they're gonna get nervous. But literally, you cried that first year.
Yo.
She's just putting him on blast like that.
The first year we did the group.
Okay, and it was also
that was not shuffled out Otan. I never did that.
To backtrack a little bit,
I never did that.
Every year, especially second year and third year, after we lost, he would go in the back. I'm not doing this again.
Oh man, I'm not gonna lie. I'm competitive. But like I'm a really bad sore loser. Like I hate losing. Like over everything, I hate losing. Like that first year we lost, I was mad, but I was like, whatever. That second year, I was like, wow, we're really just getting me. That third year, I lost it. Like I was just like, no, I'm not doing it.
Joe announces, our 3-time champions, and after they said that, like, our heart drops, and we're like,
he said in the beginning, he was like, the new, and I was like,
he gets
shit,
3-time champions, and
I was like,
damn, like
you can like see my head in the video. I was like, oh my god,
yeah, and like but as soon as that happened, we're giving them all hugs, and they did great. It's not like they didn't deserve it. Yeah, it's just like we wanted that, and I remember watching, I think one of your first podcasts with the Bont team, and I remember you had asked them, you're like, oh, you're kind of like the home team down there in Orlando, and I'm like, and I was like, damn, like. Even they're known more than we are, and that's our home, rink.
And it was too. It like from an outsider perspective, right? Like one, like they're down there with Bont, Michelle, and you know what I mean, and that whole thing, right? So like, there's like this presence in Florida that's putting the shine on them, you know what I mean, and stuff. But then when I started, but then there's also just my limited insight into what's happening down there, and then like talking to Skaters Are Us and shit. Like the thing that like is crazy, like, and because like I know, like, because I remember even talking to the Bont guys about it, like about like, there has to be a certain element of a competitive streak, you know what I mean, to put some time in, think about a routine, you know what I mean, practice, all that kind of shit. And I remember asking him like, yo, like, so when you guys go down there to like, because it's all cool and everyone's cool and it's all love and everything, but I'm saying I remember asking him, I'm like, I bet there's probably times where like they might show, like another team might show out, like because you guys are all at the rink the night before or some shit, right?
Yeah.
And like
literally.
people might show out, but they're not going to show everything. You know what I mean? Like they're going to keep some stuff locked up. Like, but for you guys though, right? Like, yeah, this other, because I know how I'd be. I'd be like, yo, this man, like I'm not like no one's coming into my spot again and doing this to me. You know what I mean? Like
this year was like
a fourth year.
I'm
not gonna lie, I think I would have hanged up my skates. I'm being so serious.
Like, also on us is like, you know, we're representing our rink in Orlando, and like we have to do this. Like, you know, if we don't, then what are we skating for? Like that was our whole mindset. Like,
well, and also too, like those guys get to leave. You guys got to show back up to the rink. You know what I mean?
Then we gotta walk around.
You know, like, but yo, it must have made it that much sweeter. So, like, look, because here's the thing: when it came to this year, and it was tough for me. Like, people were like throwing around opinions and stuff, you know, and blah 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 blah. And first off, like maybe you guys have some different video, like from the live. Like, I was jumping back across like 3 different lives, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the fact is that people are like, whatever camera I'm looking at, it's stationary, right? So there's only one shot where like I can really see some shit. Yeah. The rest of it's all some other end of the rink and it's live. I'm not really seeing a lot. So like my thing was, because people had like all these opinions, and my thing was like, first off, nobody that's watching on these lives can say shit, because none of us can see this in its entirety, right? To have any type of opinion, right or wrong, good or bad. But here's what I'll say. When you guys went on, and you can speak to this, something different happened in the sense where, one, I mean, like you broke the mold, right? Like you guys split, you go opposite directions, right? And like I said, I could see that. I couldn't see everything, but I was I was talking to some people, like we were like kind of watching it the live together, and I was like, yo, I'm like, I don't have enough to go on, but here's what I'll say. What Fusion just did was not, they didn't just go and do like a shuffle skate. Like they did put on a performance. You know what I mean? Like, and no one was doing that. Like you guys put on a show. You know what I'm saying? Like, and more than anything, you were different. You were just different, right?
That was cool.
So yeah, speak to that, because at some point after, you know, you go through this, you know, second place. At some point, somebody's like, yo, we got to do something different, right? I'm assuming that's what. So tell me about when that kind of came about.
We were like thinking of ways to do it, and I was like, well, bro, we need to do something crazy, like,
because
just like,
we got told, like, I think it was 2 years before that, you know, the top 3 got 90 seconds on the floor. So then going back, or you finished what you're saying?
Yeah. I think we were like starting to think of ways to do it, and we were just like this shit needs to be like a show, a performance.
Yeah.
But they're like, make it clear, like, this is Fusion.
Yeah.
Like, I was so big on like, this is like everything we know we got. We're making everything new, and like we practice everything in secret. Like, we didn't want nobody to see it.
And this goes back to even when I was talking about, you know, those videos you find on YouTube. Like, for me, like even now, you go back and you'll see like from 1980 or 1990, and there's some videos, you know, like Jeremy Strecker, Oscar Maldonado, which are all local to us, by the way.
Yeah.
They're here. And you'll see them doing the shuffle competitions, and I'm like, yo, these guys are amazing. You know, like when you watch, it's like, how do they do that? Or it's different, or, you know, they'll go a different way, and stuff like that. It's like, you know, that's eye-catching. When something's eye-catching, like, you know, that just means everything. You know, if there's a guy, you know, regular shuffle skating, okay, he fits in. But if he's doing some crazy move, you know, something like that, your eyes go to him. So for this year, we're like, you know, all new routines, and we're gonna just make sure that we know, instead of calling out the routines as we go, it's gonna be kind of like we do this, and this, and this.
He says that, but he still writes down the routines on his hands.
But like it kind of went along, and then we're at the Barber Park. It's an outdoor roller skating rink here. It just like covered. They use it for like outside hockey, stuff like that, and it's open for the public. It's free. We're there one day, and I'm like, we thought about we're like, how can we use the floor different? You know, what can be done differently that hasn't been seen before? And we talked about, we're bouncing ideas, you know, going the opposite way or doing this. At first it was cutting through the floor, doing like a big X. And then so then we're like, you know, that's decent. We start practicing that for like a day. And I'm like, Amari, like, we have 4 people. How cool and different would it be if, you know, somehow we started opposite ways, stayed in sync, come back together through the middle, and, you know, it just went off that, you know, did different things. And from that on, like, our other 2 teammates, Abel and Johannes, they were kind of like, dude, are you guys crazy? Like, what are you guys talking about? And for us, it's like, you know, that's gonna, you know, speak volumes. You know, like, we could be brand new. We could be covered head to toe. Nobody knows who we are. But if we did that, we're going to stand out, you know? And that's kind of how that came upon. And it was just pure, like, let's be different. Let's be genuine. Let's do something new. Something that we know none of these other teams are going to do. And kind of show them, hey, you know, like, you know, you've won 3 times in a row, but, like, this time, it's not going to be just, oh, you know, we won. It's going to be like, boom, yeah, like, you got to know we won, you know, like we kind of, like, put our foot down sort of thing, if that makes sense. In a nice way, you know, like, and.
No, yeah. Put the stamp on kids.
Yeah.
That was the goal.
But it went so much deeper of, like, because here we have a couple teams that, you know, will be here during regular sessions. Skaters R Us competed. Orlando Elite. I think maybe there's 1 or 2. But I was like, you know, like, I don't want anybody seeing this.
No.
Because if word travels that, hey, these guys are splitting, that's going to go like this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
somebody's going to think to do it.
So, like, yeah.
Actually, earlier, what was it? At Reflections, there was some competition.
Yeah.
One of our team members, Kyla, she was with, like, one of her, like, other friends doing a competition. They actually went the other way.
Yeah, they did it like an X across the floor.
Yeah, they did an X across the floor, and we're like, damn, like, we pray nobody, like, thinks to do it.
At this time, we're practicing already, and we're like, how do they know? Like, how do they find out? But so we were just practicing in secret, you know, like, we'd go to Barber Park on a Tuesday at 4 p.m. when no one else was there and do it, you know. And that's just kind of what we told everyone, you know, don't do these routines at a public skating session, because I don't even want the routines leaked, you know, and that's kind of sounds silly, but
no, but
it doesn't,
because it's like we got to keep all originality possible, because we know we usually don't always go first, and, like, you never really want to go first during a competition. You kind of want to go, like, second, third, you know, before last, so people kind of see that impact 1-1. So it's like, you know, we just really want to keep everything hidden as much as possible, because, like, if somebody else does it before us, and it's like, okay, well, you don't know who copies who.
Yeah.
You're just kind of grading who kind of did it better at that point.
Yeah.
In our heads.
I was gonna say, like, because I remember talking to some people about this, and it was like, yo, like, the threat to, like, the shuffle competition, okay? Because you got to look at it from the perspective of what is entertaining to people, right? Because if no one, competition, like, it's great, but, like, if people aren't coming to spectate and watch, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not gonna last, right? And my thing was, like, to this, you have to have a bigger vision, right, than just, like, winning, you know. Not that you have to, but I'm just saying the hope is that you do, because, you know, and I used to talk to Corey about this and other skaters, but, like, the thing is like, okay, so a team goes and they compete, and then they come back the next year, and in their minds, they're like, yo, we came up with, like, 10 new tricks, right? And they go out there and they do the shit. But the fact is that from a year ago, whether it's the judges, whether it was people there, whether it was people watching online, when you hit the turn and, like, or every spot you call something out and you do it, nobody is looking at that and being like, oh shit, look at all this new stuff. The last time they saw it was a year ago. To them, it looks exactly the same, right?
Yeah.
So literally just reversing direction, just splitting, it just sets you apart completely, right? Yeah. Like, it's simple. It's like, it's simple, but it's genius kind of at the same time. Cause I'm telling you, a judge, like, literally, if you're calling your shots at the same point, you know what I mean? Like, on the rink floor every time, the anyone watching last year does not know the difference between that, this and that. Everybody knows the difference between what you guys did this year and what you guys did last year. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And that was the goal. That was the whole
goal.
intention. Like, and like, even like, because this year was different. They did 3 days, right?
Yeah, it was
3 days. They kind of did like knockout rounds or slash, like, I guess, putting
Yeah.
down. Yeah, I'm sure you heard how they did already.
Yeah.
So like that last day, there was actually 5 teams on the floor. Well, 5 separate. You know, they each got. It was up to 3 minutes this year, which we didn't know. We thought it was the normal, you know, like the normal 90 seconds ish time. So like it even goes down to, I don't even know how well you could hear during the live, but like, you know, I'm also a DJ, and the song we use, it's not a song we found. It's it's a mix of me and him, 4 different songs, broke down beats, melodies, everything. And because I told Amari, you know, we could be doing something different on the floor, but I want a whole different song. I want them to hear, like, you know, when you hear a song and you don't know, you're like, well, that was kind of cool, you know, like, what is that song?
Those little things like grab people's attention.
So I was like,
go at it.
New song, new routines on the floor, new direction, everything new and different. So that song, like, it starts off
with like Kendrick Lamar saying, like, what was it, during the Super Bowl? He was like, you can't rig the game, but you can't fake influence,
something like that. Yeah. And then like it goes this journey into bass, and then it goes into a melody of "Keep It Hot" by the Egyptian Lover, and like it just kind of bounces to a different songs. And we wanted that for the audience to be like, well, we've never heard this before, but you know, it sounds cool, it sounds good. And it just went down. And I don't know if you could see well enough either what we were wearing that day. We wore, as I'm actually wearing exactly what it is. It's a black undersleeve and then a jersey, which I made. And on the back, it has our numbers, FSG, on it. And I told them, I said, I want everything to be uniform. And we wore white gloves.
We wore gloves. I remember seeing that.
And for us, it was like, you know, we did 1 and 2, but now we need to make sure, hey, they're paying attention to our hands and how we're moving in the sync or something like that. And originally, should I leak what we're supposed to do?
No.
Don't? Okay.
I mean, no, don't.
I mean, we can kind of like trademark it.
What we originally were going to do.
Should we say it?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so do you know the Jabberwockies?
Yeah.
So
we
were supposed to be the Jabberwockies. We're supposed to wear the white mask, black hats, and for us it was like, you know, that has to be the cherry on top. You know, who else is shuffle skating with a mask on and still hitting every single routine? No one's done that. So I've never seen that. You know, and
I put money on it. No one's done it.
And so we were gonna do it, and then, you know, I guess with, you know, there's 4 of us in a group. Not everyone's gonna agree on certain things, and you know, it wasn't completely agreed upon. And you know, people get nervous in different situations. You know, if you're nervous of just skating in a mask without a competition, like imagine during competition, me and Amar were kind of like, you know, we just would rather not mess up, because this year, if Vaughn wins a 4th time in a row, we're retired. We're retired at the age of 20, 21, 22.
I promise you, Fusion would have been like completely deleted.
Yo, fuck this. Fuck you. You're cool. I'm out.
So
man, that year though, if I did lose, I did tell Brandon. I was like, "Ooh, don't!" I need to like exit the building immediately.
So yeah, we ended up going no mask, and you know, for anyone watching, we're still gonna go with that idea. So you can't take.
So I'm trademarking our routines, everything y'all know. I'm being so serious. Like, Fusion Skate Group literally owns it. I got a patent for it, I swear.
And that's why like people were asking, you know, the white gloves. They'd be like, "Oh, you Michael Jackson?" I'm like, do I tell them no? It's supposed to be Jabberwockies, but still, yeah. So we ended up, our whole goal this year is everything different. We did what we did, and then, you know, of course, you have people after you finish are like, "Yo, you guys did great. You guys won." I'm like, "Okay, we've heard that for 3 years in a row. Like, I don't believe you no more." You know, like
I need to hear the final score.
Yeah.
So this year they announced. So there was 5 teams. They announced 3rd, 1st, which was Orlando Elite, and then they're going, instead of doing 1st, they were going 2nd, and they had that scoring sheet. So they're saying, you know, how many points you scored and who got that place. And they said, you know, 1st place and 2nd place, I think it was like a 2 or 3 point difference.
Yeah.
Maybe 4. I don't really know. But they go to announce a team, and we're all huddled up again. But instead of being in the middle, we're at the front of the floor. Side. Yeah.
I was very confident though. Like, I'm not gonna lie. After the performance, I was like, we won. Like, I was like, we won. We literally won.
We're real fast, but I don't even think anyone knows this, but at the end of, if you watch back the video, I'll probably send you. We have one video we haven't posted yet. I'm not sure why we haven't posted it. But at the end, we go through the middle, I think like 2 or 3 times. That last one, we're supposed to end, and we're ending like this. That was supposed to be the end. Mayhem, as we got to the corner, I guess because we had 3 minutes total, our mix was only like 115 seconds, right? No, a minute and 15 seconds.
Yeah.
And so he goes to like backtrack it because he thought we didn't have enough time. And it actually, when we're in the back corner, it goes off beat. So instead of being like this, it goes, and all of a sudden, you know, it's a whole different beat. Like, you know, when a DJ is trying to mix and it's not in sync.
Yeah, it's trying to.
And that was it. And I'm like, in my head immediately is like, man, bro, why you doing me like this?
Mayhem, you're selling us like.
and so
he's train wrecking on your like fucking performance.
I'm like, man, this is the finals, and I went up to him beforehand. And I gave him the mix. I was like, you know, just play it start to finish. And he messed. I was like, dang, you know. But so we go through the middle, and we're going around again, and he backtracks it. And I'm like, you know, that was supposed to be the finish and the finale. So then we're like, let's do one more routine. So the last routine we did was not planned. We just called it out right then and there. And luckily, I don't know if you see our feet in the video, if you pay attention to it, the beat goes off, so our feet are off. Then we all get in sync real quick, and then we finish off with the routine's called Fusion. We kind of end off like that. And we did that. That was the first year we did that was last year. And then after that, we go up to like, we look at the DJs and the judges. We're like, you know,
cut it, we're done.
and I was like, and in my head, all I could think about is, you know,
like that may have taken off points.
Yeah, you know, that might have screwed us over. You know?
And that was one of our
and
like one of our score
that
sheets.
ended
It was
up
like finish strong. I was like, that's not our fault for real.
Like we were supposed to end off like that and do a move, but we couldn't because it kept going. So, but yeah, that was mainly it. You know, so they're announcing back to, you know, second place, and they say the Bond Shuffle Crew. And right away, you know, they haven't announced first yet. Amari looks at me and I'm like,
we won.
Dude, we could have not won. You know, there's 2 other teams, you know?
Nah, I said we won.
And I was like, I don't know. I'm looking at Abel, and me and Abel were like, no, we don't know. You know, there's 2 other teams on the floor. And
I'm sorry, no other team is beating us at that moment except Bont. If Bont wasn't first, I was not worried about any other team. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And so then they go announce, and then, you know, they say Fusion Skate Group. And it's like, that was the moment. Like we're like, wow, like everything was rushing. You're like, you know, we finally did it. And like we talked about this before because there's a trophy and a belt. Amari was like, I want the belt, and
I need the belt. I was like,
so that's the belt. And this is the trophy. So
like, I was waiting on that belt for sure.
And mind you, that this trophy didn't leave. I buckled it in my front passenger seat of my car. I didn't leave my car for 3 days. That belt was probably still in his car.
That belt was like, it was like right on my dashboard. So like anytime
I'd be walking around like shit on my shoulder. Yeah, I mean,
just like this with it.
I just go to airports just to be in an airport.
Yeah, they gotta know.
That Saturday, I ended up DJing here. I brought the trophy, you know, everything like that. But among it all, like after they announce our name, you know, it's nothing but, you know, it's like, you know, we've worked towards this for so long. This is
really hard.
Year number 4, and you know, finally this is our spot. And what made it 10 times better is when we get to the middle, we're accepting, you know, the awards and medals. You know, Orlando Elite and Bont were right there, 2nd and 3rd place.
Yeah.
And it's not like they weren't like this, you know, like, oh, you know what? No, they were cheering. They were like, yo, like, and like, he starts playing that T-Pain song, what's it like? Everybody hands go up. And
that was
they're
great.
singing it. They're putting their arms up, and they're like, you know, good job. Like they were so happy for us. You know, they were in the position of, you know, they got 2nd and 3rd. They could have been like, no, you know, what did they do that I didn't, or something like, no, they were nothing but supportive, and like it just felt even better. You know, like it was like, you know, this is what it's all about at the end of the day. You know, yeah, we compete like you were saying, but at the end of the day, you know, it's all for the love of the sport. And if we weren't doing this, you know, and it was amazing. Like
it just felt really, really, really good to win.
We were smiling the rest of the night, smiling.
Like anything could have happened that night. I could have got a flat tire and I still would have been grinning. Like it was great. Like winning that like meant everything.
And I can personally like vouch for like talking with Ben, talking with Aiden, like off camera shit. You know what I mean? Like I know that they were legit happy for you guys. You know what I mean? And I know that they legitimately were like, yo, those cats brought something different. Like they stepped up like all around, man. Like so yeah, man. Like you guys absolutely deserved it. Is there a part, because I know that at this point you guys are sponsored, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is there and I don't know. I mean, maybe, but like, it's kind of like with Nike, right? Like Nike like wants to sponsor like champions. You know what I mean? Like that's who they ride with, right? Was there ever like a point where you guys are like, you know, you have like your competition stuff that's like, because you're choosing to be in the competitions every year, right?
Yeah.
Did that ever come to? And maybe it doesn't even go that far. I don't know. And I'm not talking shit or anything. I'm just genuinely curious, right?
Yeah.
Like, is there ever a point though where anybody is like, yo, like, if we just, because we've had like second place, like, is there, if we don't win one of these, is this like, if we continue to choose to do this and we don't, like, is that gonna mess, could that potentially mess with sponsorship, or was that never a thing? You tell me.
I mean,
I don't, for us, I don't think that was a thing, because we got sponsored when, like, what was it, the year before?
It was 2024 is when we were first like officially sponsored with Uniq. And that year was more so of like,
just kind of just like,
you know, where the skates promote them out. And because I don't know if you know so much about Uniq, but they're newer in the game, if that makes sense.
Yep.
They're lightweight skates, but they're newer in the game. And their whole thing was, you know, obviously, you know, when we come to Orlando, even before the competition, people know Fusion Skate Group and, you know, Reflections, Cimarron here. We'd go to other places and then they'll, oh, you guys are so cool. You guys skate cool. And that was always our thing, was we wanted to teach people, let people learn from us. So before that, like, we were always known locally. And so they ended up reaching out to us and we were like, you know, that's perfect. You know, we get, what's better than free skates, free wheels, you know, like as a skater, you get free skates.
Yeah, you had me sold. I was like, I have to pay for customs again.
So we started with that, which is why in 2024, I think 3 out of 4 of us were wearing the Uniques. I'm pretty sure we got them just before that.
Yeah.
And in 2025, throughout the whole year, we were sponsored with them. On our social media, we weren't super present for about, I would say, 6 months. That's because again, you know, life got the best of everyone. Abel had moved to Lakeland. He was an hour 15 away. He had started a job at Publix.
Was that like in a warehouse?
I didn't see him
like no
for like 3 weeks.
No one
like
saw him for 6 months.
Yeah, so mind you, he wasn't skating and everyone was just kind of doing that. That was when I really was starting to take DJing seriously. You know, I was getting in, and I was like, you know, Fusion was kind of put on the back burner, which I felt bad for. I'm like, you know what, we have so many people, but you know, at the end of the day, it's not like we made this group to be like, you know, you got to be doing this, learning this, or anything like that. So at the end of the day, I'm like, you know what, they don't mind if, you know, they're just skating, wearing a Fusion hoodie or jacket, or doing this and getting a free pair of skates. It didn't really matter.
Yeah.
But this year, I'm like, you know, once we got back, it was probably, when did we start practicing? Like August, maybe? We're like, you know, for the first time, instead of practicing 2 weeks before, we want to kind of put a few months. And so it kind of started off as like once a week, or once every other week, then once a week, then 2 times a week. Then the whole like 2-3 weeks before, it was 3 times a week. And from there, it was kind of like, you know, we want to make Uniq. I don't want people to think Uniq second place. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I felt bad. I'm like, are they riding on our backs of like being second place? You know, and at the end of the day, nothing skating isn't about, you know, brands or sponsorships, but it was just like for our own thing. It was like, we want people to show off for the home rink, for the sponsor, for everything. And so, you know, for this year when we went first, and like, we didn't even send Uniq anything, but they're already posting, hey, our skaters going first. I was like,
yeah, they literally they got it out before we could even post it.
Yeah, and I'm like, dang,
you know, like, you know, that felt good. Like,
yeah,
you know, like
we made them proud.
They were really waiting on us for real. So like,
and then
it was really nice.
And following all that, you know, they have so many new products coming out soon.
Yeah.
And so it's like, you know, originally we were actually supposed to, what's the word I'm looking for? Like when you use a product before it comes out, what's the word?
Prototype? Tester?
Like testing?
No, but kind of, but like just, it's already good, but you have to kind of like flash it and be like, oh, you know, I got something new. I don't know what the word is, but you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. We were supposed to be having the new wheels, they're Boss wheels. They have white and black with a gold hub. We're supposed to be wearing those for the shovel competition. But something with like shipping production didn't come in hand.
Yeah.
So we didn't get to wear that this year, but we all did. They did supply us with the white flaps that were on our skates, white toe plugs, everything like that. So we rode those. We all looked, and that added to our look of being different.
It was honestly it was a really great touch, and we do appreciate it.
So yeah, we did that. Shout out to Uniq for that, Doug and Julie. But you know, from there, now, of course we're gonna have other things with Uniq, wheels, the plates are coming in. They already do customs, so that'll be in the future for us too.
Yeah.
But it did feel good for sure to win and have that support of Astro, of Bond, of Orlando Elite, of all the other teams that competed. Even hearing on your podcast, Fusion Skate Group did it different from you. I'm like, dude, this guy's never even met us.
Yeah, never.
And he's like, he's giving us props, and it meant so much. I'm like, dang, like we did it, and it felt so good. Like,
yeah, no, it was real, dude. Like, I mean, like, I was glad to see something different. Like, I was, you know what I mean? It made it, like, that was the other thing. I think like Netflix could have had like a documentary series about that weekend. There was some drama moving around that place. Yeah, I mean, like, and we don't have to get into all that shit, but it had everything. Like, just from like a spectator entertaining kind of thing. It was drama, conflict, excitement, you know what I mean? Like, all this stuff, right? And like, but you guys, I felt like people were entertained by you. You know what I'm saying? And that was the difference. I felt like you guys put on a spectacle. You guys performed, and it was a performance as well as a competition, man. And I think it's what you did right. I'll say it's on blue in the face, man. So congrats to you, man. All kudos to you. Did it? But it must have felt amazing. You guys sleep well that night or what?
Bro, we didn't even sleep till I think 5 a.m. that day. We ended up going afterwards because that night that session was 11 to 2. I don't even think it ended until like 2:45 a.m. Afterwards we won. I'm like, okay, let's go out to eat. What was it, a Friday?
Yeah, and we went to IHOP. Yeah, somehow Abel picked the farthest IHOP from us.
At the time, nothing was open, so we go 30 minutes to an IHOP. Somehow, this is the only IHOP that has one person working. We're there forever, but we didn't care. We're still right. Smiling. You're like,
I'm a winner.
We brought this on the table, and we're eating with this right here. And like, it was amazing. Like that feeling, like
it was.
I don't even think, even if we did, get a second or third win, I don't even think it's gonna top that first win feeling.
No,
something that you worked so hard for. And
I mean, when we get a 3-peat, I think, whew, that'd be good.
We got to do 4.
We got to do 4. We got to do 4. You're right. We got to do 5.
Well, I mean, I can't imagine how much sweeter the berry is after second place. You know what I mean? And then getting to that mountain, dude, at your home spot in a way that is unanimous and different, and you brought something different to that game. Like you elevated the sport, and because that's the thing too, is that like now people are going to look at it a different way, because like we don't see shit until like you see it, right? And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, and now it can go this direction and that direction. Like you guys are you're a left turn. You're a new, like, it's a cool thing, man. Like on top of winning, you change something. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's the thing. And really, I mean, my thing is always like, be different. Don't try and do what other people do better than them. Be different. Skate like you is not just some bullshit. Like that's the whole thing. You know what I mean? Like, do your thing, man. Like that's dope as hell. So how soon is it that you guys start thinking about like next year?
I mean,
really, like this year was like, if I'm being honest, was the earliest we ever practiced.
Yeah,
we practiced 2 months ahead this time.
Right after we win, he goes, "Okay, let's start practicing tomorrow." I'm like, "No, we're not doing that."
Because I was like, if we really think about it, if we can lay some ideas down, we can kind of get like even more in sync. And, like the goal for this year is to like, it's a big shout out to like Bonk crew and everything. They're super in sync.
Yeah,
super in sync. It's like, if I close this eye and then I open the next one, they're doing the same thing. Like, it looks like seriously identical. And that's something like we really want to get to that level at that point.
And we looked, all these teams that compete, each team does have something special about them.
Yeah.
And so like, we're like, we try to, be the most different, creative. But, we can always take different things from different people, like ideas. But our other thing is like, I was talking with Amari, I'm like, from now to the future, how big is it going to change shuffle skating competitions? Is every single team going to do something like we did? Like, how do we outdo what we did last year?
I know.
Like, is that possible? Like,
It is. It is.
if we do it, is it done again? You know what I'm saying? Like, so we're curious how to outdo it, and then we're also curious of if the other teams are going to take inspiration from it and do something similar. And
I think everyone will take inspiration about splitting the floor and everything, but if I'm being honest, I don't think. Yes, they've seen it once already. Now, literally, like almost everybody has seen it once already. It's like it's more of the question. Yeah, everybody's gonna do it next year, but who's really gonna like make it so much more better? Who's gonna take it and kind of make it something new?
And to me, of course, in the back of my head, I'm like, I wish like nobody else could do what we did, so we could just do it again. But you know what I mean? Like that's not gonna happen. People, like I said,
it's not how evolution works. You know what I mean?
Exactly. But I guess we have to see. Are you coming next year?
Yeah, hell yeah. I said
you gotta come next year, so when we win, we have our trophies in here. The New Year's, and
we'll set you up right here.
We'll set you up right here. It's perfect. Post interview right after it. It'll be perfect. I swear.
I just need you guys got to give me someone to pace in that room, keep the lights on though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
like.
oh yeah.
All right, man. Well, yeah, we've done like an hour and 10 already. Was there anything that you guys wanted to make sure that you mentioned? Any shout outs, anything that you wanted to throw out there?
I don't know. Like, I would say like everyone on our team, I really do appreciate everyone that's on it. And that's like, hasn't been causing any issue in the community, has kind of been like growing with one another, understanding each other. And I just want to make a big shout out to Astro. Like, I gotta say, like, if we didn't like, have this opportunity to like work here, I don't know where we would be without it. So like, I'm very grateful to like everyone who does work here and the opportunities we have got from
and to skating rinks everywhere. That's
right.
Like
we're in the community as it goes. I'm thankful for the Uniq that's given us the opportunity to like be sponsored. They've been taking care of us and kind of just communicating with us along the way. Like that, I'm very much grateful for. Yeah. It's like, I know we're all competitive at the end of the day, but it's all love.
Yeah. And I don't know if you know as well, Amari DJs as well. He goes by DJ Black Dragon.
Okay.
He's so I mean, like I started DJing 2020 maybe like beginning of 2024, end of 2023. And I mean, like I said before, when I started learning, I was on virtual DJ. I know I've seen you said that you've DJ'd before. I've seen
you got a board for sale, man?
No. I was always on decks. You know what I mean? So
yeah. So I started off in virtual DJ, and like the reason why I started was just because I wanted to be able to play songs that I wanted to hear, skate to, And he's how long would you say you've been DJing now for?
I would say we started like kind of DJing around the same time, but he kind of went more like forward for it. And like when he started doing that, that's like when I like had 6 months away from everything, and like. Yeah. Like when I came back after that 6 months, I bought a board, I bought a computer, kind of just like been trying to build my name from there,
Yeah.
Like.
And I mean, with that, I wanted to say like I wanted to shout out all the other DJs that have helped me get to where I am too, like DJ Jams and Mayhem. I know they're probably some of the most known.
Yeah.
In the skating world, I'd say like I see them at events like. There could be an event in Antarctica,
and I bet you, I know I'm gonna see them.
But like, big thanks to them. Big thanks to even like DJ Chip Rock down. He DJs down in Miami.
Yeah.
Richie Rich. I did an event at Skate Reflections, and it was me, Jams, Mayhem, Richie Rich. Just thank you to each and every one of them for it never. I mean, I will say at the beginning, and like I don't think I've ever told Jams this. I told Amari at the beginning. I thought DJ Jams hated my guts. Like, I remember it started off because Jams was doing every Wednesday here.
Yeah.
Astro. Because before there was DJ J Flash. Shout out to him, too. And then DJ J Flash, he moved to, I think it was South or North Carolina.
One of the two.
And so then it became Jams. And during that time, I'm learning how to DJ. And I'm like, hey, Joe and John, I want to get up there, I want to show these skaters that, I got what it takes. And so then I remember... The first night I ever did was like a split. Like I had an hour and it was with J Flash. And, it was good, whatever. And then I remember maybe 2 weeks down the line, I want to do it with Jams. And this time, am I 17 or 18? I don't know, but I'm nervous. I'm like, how do I go up to Jams and tell him, hey, can I have half your night, So then here I am, whatever. It ends up happening. He sets up, and I'm sure you've seen his controller. It's huge.
Oh yeah.
His controller, his laptop, boom, boom, boom. And I show up, and I don't even have a DJ board at the time. It's just my computer.
With the mouse.
I set up my computer and the mouse because I'm using virtual DJ. Like, virtual DJ has everything you need.
Yeah.
And I'm set up, and he's just like sitting there, and I'm like, I didn't go up and talk to him like, James, what's up? I was, this nervous kid of like, I'm really doing this thing I've been wanting to do. And I ended up playing, I think like an hour and a half. And he was like, you keep going if you want. And I was like, no, it's your night. You could take it. And I ended up doing well, and everyone starts somewhere. And with me, like it all started, and I would hear like, positive feedback. And, that's what made me grow to, I have a DDJ SX2, so the 4-channel and everything. So like, now, me, James, Mayhem, I'll text him or call him about something like this, or we see each other at events, it's a that hug, like we're like family now. But like in the beginning, I thought James hated me. I was like, he's not gonna like me. I took his nigh, and then I met Mayhem, and Mayhem's always been like, oh, anything you need, let me know. And
yeah, Mayhem was like, and just like he's like, yeah, complete this track real quick.
Yeah, Mayhem.
I'm like,
Mayhem for his car, he'd probably give it to me.
Yeah, he's one of the sweetest dudes ever, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
for real. Oh no, what were you gonna say?
Oh no, you go ahead first.
Oh no, I was gonna say both of them, man. Like, I mean, even when I see them at events, like they will take the time like to pull me aside and like be like, hey man, love what you're doing, keep doing what you're doing. It makes it like people don't have to do that shit. You know what I mean? They don't have to like take a moment to say that. And it's funny. I can kind of see where you'd feel like that with Jamie, because he's definitely a little bit more standoffish probably than Mayhem when you first meet him. But like
when you first meet him,
yeah. but for real, like those two dudes, man, like have any chance. It feels like anytime that I see them in person, any chance they get to like just come over to me and show me love like they do, man. Like shout out both of those dudes, man, for real.
Yeah, there's such an inspiration for even the younger DJs here. I also wanted to say like DJ Chip Rock, he's done a Memorial Day, I believe, at Reflections a few times. He's one of the first DJs that I didn't know personally that reached out to me, and he was like, hey man, I see what you're doing, and like kids down here are talking about it, and ended up giving me like what he does is every single month he goes through all his like DJing websites, and he'll collect all this music, and he also categorizes it from like
he's really organized,
freestyle, electro bass, Miami bass,
really
hip hop, and it could be 100 files, 200 files a month, and he emails it to all these DJs. Like I'm on their Jams, Mayhem, any DJ you probably know that he can know. He sends these files to, and like he's taking the time out of his day to make sure that all these DJs have music to keep going, to keep growing, to keep providing to these skaters, and it's amazing for him to be doing that. And
not a lot of DJs are willing to like give their remixes that they found away.
Even Mayhem was like, oh, you want my hard drive? Yeah, just copy everything.
Just bring it over.
Well, okay, like
there's people that get it, man. There's enough pie. You know what I'm saying? Like there is, man. We don't have to live like that feast or famine thing. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be like that. The whole thing elevates when everybody elevates. That's just that's how I look at the whole thing. But.
Yeah, and I love seeing Jams and Mayhem when they go out to an event together. And I'm like, Amari, like that could be me and you. Like it's great to see. And we've done it a couple times. We did an event in Pinellas Park. Turned out great. They loved everything. It's just that inspiration that these DJ set. It's like, I want to be there. I want to become like a household name. In skating, they know James and Mayhem. You could comment on any skating Facebook group, James and Mayhem, and everybody has pictures with them. Like it's such a.
We're trying to get flown out to Texas. I swear.
Yeah, I want to
be Jeff Groban.
Trying to be everywhere.
But, Amari and Be Nasty trying to get out to you, Jeff Groban. You hear that?
Yep.
Mayhem Jams are trying to take your spot, actually, is what they're trying. No.
I'll try to get you in, anything like that. But it just means so much for them to have that love of skating and be promoting it as they do. And like, we're so lucky, the skaters we have here.
I just like kind and genuine hearted.
Yeah, the skaters, like we have a group of 10 to 15 kids. I don't know if you're familiar with Florida. They come all the way from Astro skate in West Palm Beach.
Yeah.
That's about a 2.5 hour drive from where we are.
From Melbourne.
Some of them from Miami, which is 3 to 3.5.
Crazy.
Driving up to our sessions on Wednesday nights to come skate when it's me or jams. Or my biggest thing was, like one day I was DJing and I'm like, hey, 20 kids from Miami just showed up. I'm like, dude, did they really drive 3 hours for me? And they came up to the DJ booth after session. They're like, be nasty. We love skating your sessions. Like, like we love that you're young like us. You do this, you do that. And it's, just like to think that someone will drive 3 hours there to 3 hours back just for you. Like, it's 6 hours of driving to skate your session. Like, to me, I was like, dang, like I'm getting out there, like, and it's great to feel. And, Amari right now is doing Astro skate every Saturday. He's getting known. Like, these kids are coming out every now and then too. But it's just so like, we have those dedicated skaters, and it's those dedicated skaters that mean so much to the skate community, to DJs, to the rinks, keep them alive, keep this thing growing. And just like, it means everything.
That's all it is.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, I don't really have much else for you, man. I appreciate you guys taking the time and jumping on here, man. Joe, this was perfect. This is exactly how I had. It's better than expected. I'm so glad that the inside story was just as entertaining, man. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For real, dude. Like to just stick with something that long, you know what I mean, and ride it out and get that and make that win happen. Congrats, man, for real. And
Thank
Joe,
you.
Everybody check these guys out. So go by DJ B Nasty and Amari. What was your
DJ Black Dragon?
DJ Black Dragon. Check these guys out. Fusion Skate Group. Yeah, man. That's about it, guys. Appreciate it.
All right.
Have a good one, everybody.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, man. Peace.
See you, man.